Hello everybody, I hope you're having a wonderful morning, and today I would like to go over the XRP price chart. Okay, so as we can see here, we've been ranging just pretty much sideways for a while. We had this area right down here. You could tell there were some stop placements. It was the first sell-off, a little bit precarious, so we got this wedge here. I'll just delete some of these lines, but we got this wedge here, whatever. Our target down was around 3.2, and you just kept going, and then you came here for a low. You got a pattern extension here, and then you made an XRP type consolidation here. Surprisingly enough, let me go to the 4 hour so this turns out better. But you actually got an XRP signature XRP consolidation here, even though it is small. So you came. Here's your 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I know it's super small, but look at this funnel right here. This third this third wave funnel right here has held the price action. Boom, held. Boom, held. And now it looks like we're getting a little move up. But to be honest, with this structure, I could definitely see, I'm not saying it's going to happen right now. I mean, it could, but I could definitely see a pattern extension in the making here. We've seen it so many times. You come up, oh, fake out, oh, something like that, and then you go. So it could be something like that. And then you get your 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I actually don't even think it's going to take that long. I think this was your 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. I think that's the funnel. It just held right there, and you might actually be getting your move right now, and I'm going to show you guys why I think that that's possible. So, as of right now, I would say I'm still going to reiterate my stop. I know it's been a while, but this is the type of price action that solidifies you in the move if you can sit through chop. After this, I'm going to buy a shirt that says, I survived the dump. I bought the dip, whatever it is, but I survived. Let's do I survived the pullback. There we go. And I'll have like a shirt with someone screaming on it or something and some candlesticks. But that's what I want everyone to have, because this price action here is the pullback. And I'm surprised actually we didn't come deeper here. Could have been 2.38, somewhere around there. So that's still my stop. I know it's been a while. Not much to talk about. We've just been ranging since July 17th, but I'm just hoping we don't go back down there. This would be our new area of interest now at 2.72. We're gonna see if that holds. We could continue for an ABC and come down here to like 2.5. But I don't. I believe right now that we'll probably make a consolidation for a little bit longer here, not too much, before we move up. If this funnel holds, we're going to see. So if 2.96 holds, then obviously we're good to go. But, if we break that line, then it's a pattern extension, and you may get a little extended time here. So let's go about some other things. I have a couple different points to bring up. I think one of them, we could probably just go ahead and look at the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so the Bitcoin dominance, we talked about this on the last episode, and we were watching this rising wedge right here. So let's go out a little further here. So we're watching this rising wedge right here. This was the splitter right here coming across the middle. And so you bumped your head, you got a little head and shoulders down here, bumped your head on the splitter, and then you came straight down. I honestly thought we'd get some type of reaction with this lower band down here of the rising wedge, but we didn't. This was an intense break right here. So boom, boom, and then we fell all the way down. We came down here, got our rising wedge up, but it was way deeper than I expected. And then we got our next, and then here's our next move, taking out that low for the rising wedge. That pattern's done, and now we're consolidating and we're making another consolidation and we're flagging right here. I was watching this last night. I saw us about right here on the edge. Last night when I was watching this, we were about right here on the edge. And it looked like we were going to bounce and go for another touch of the top, but we just ripped through it and came straight down. And this is price action indicative of being in crypto alt season. This low right here, right now, today, is about to go. We haven't even started the week. We're on low volume. We haven't even started the week. We're on low volume, and we're still getting this type of move here. I mean, below this area, this is a legacy area of consolidation that we're at right here. Once we start breaking lower into 58.2, 57, I mean, that would be historically where you're really going to make that breakout. And Bitcoin dominance is going quick. It's going quick right now. So we're going to go ahead and look at, let's just do the Bitcoin chart in general. Because I know we talked about that. Okay, I know I got a lot of lines on here. Let me delete that. So really what's going on with Bitcoin right now is we're getting this rising trend line right here. So from here, this low, boom, touch, touch, coming up here. And then you got this top consolidation across the top here. And so you got almost like, let me draw the bottom, the lower band, but you kind of got a wedge like that, right? Honestly, it's a broadening trumpet, actually, interesting enough. But so you got this move here, came up here. The top side of this broadening trumpet was just back tested right there. You're also at the crux of this trend line, a massive trend line coming up, which actually gives me a little cause for concern on Bitcoin. Okay. This gives me a little cause for concern on Bitcoin because I think it's possible that we might go ahead and I'm not sure, we might take a dip down and go up, something like that. But being so close to that trend line, it is possible that we break it. I mean, I'm going to go on the 1 day. We're getting a death cross on the 1 day, but I don't think it's going to play out. Let's see, I'll get rid of that. But right here, we're kind of getting like a death cross on the 1 day. And we're just sitting here right in between these trend lines, seeing if that's going to be our bounce, and we're going to go after that. But this rising trend line under here, I wouldn't be surprised if we got to move down to break that before chopping. It's even possible Bitcoin is actually in complete chop for the foreseeable future. So if we go to, let me try to get us a good, okay, all-time history index is probably good. Let's go out here. I'm going to do a comparison. I'm not sure if you guys have seen this yet, but with Bitcoin dominance. So actually I have it already. Let me see where it is. So Bitcoin dominance, here we go. So, okay, where are we at right now? We're making this move down. I know it's a little hard to see here, but we're making this move down right here, and it's getting extended. I mean, this thing is dropping fast. If we get a little further, I mean, it's going to be much larger than this pullback here. I mean, we're going to be getting a full-on dump-a-rooney, but if we go over here, the reason why it's okay that Bitcoin's potentially going to break that lower trend line is because even here, let's say you're up here, this is your trend line. Even if you break this trend line here, I'll show you a very similar trend line to that one. So there. So even, I mean, it has all the different components still the same, stuff like that. That's why I'm a little concerned. But if you do break that lower trend line, it's still okay because that actually could be. I mean, we're already getting the fall. That could be when alt season happens. Bitcoin chops sideways, alt season happens. And now I'm gonna let you guys in if you watch this far. I know a lot of people don't watch. Actually, I got a lot of stuff to talk about, so I wish I had, more. I wish I had a more like accessible page for everyone to come see all my work, and maybe I can put out like things right when I notice them, because sometimes I'm a little late to come out and get you guys this information. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, guys, I'm actually I just cut the video, but what I'm gonna do here for you is I'm gonna show you one of my Bitcoin charts just to say, okay, if we're topping on Bitcoin and it's potentially, we're gonna stagnate for a while, if not go just a little bit higher. Um, I hear some calls for 170K. I'm not so sure, but let me see if I can find you my correct Bitcoin chart. So let me clear this here because it's a little bit confusing with that over the top. I'm gonna go to the 1 week just so that everyone can get a good approximation. Okay, so we are about right here, and I'm looking. This is what I'm looking for here. I'm looking for a run of the low of 17,000. I know it sounds ridiculous, but I'm talking recession fears, we get a huge sell off. This is the price chart of Bitcoin. And I'm not taking a short yet. Even if we chop here, I don't care. I want to see alt season. But if we do get that move up here, I'm going to start looking to take a short. And I know it's still early, but I'm going to leave this on here. And if we start coming up into this red zone, 140, 150, even if we get to 139, I'm going to start to be really interested in taking a short. Let's see, that's inverted. Let's go here. Uh, I'm gonna put it on log real quick for everybody. I think this will probably be a little bit better here. Go here, here. So I think this will probably make a little more sense here. I'm gonna get rid of that. That was from a long time ago, but something like this. So on log, it makes a lot more sense. Some of the trend lines, if you try the bottom trend lines here with log and regular scale, you're gonna get a different trend line, and sometimes it's gonna look different, and sometimes it'll be good. So here's my in a lineup. So here's my original thesis, back in March of this year. So that was my original thesis. We came short. We're taking a lot longer than I initially expected. It's a little more drawn out here, but we came up to this area here, and if we do get one final push up to the top of this trend line here, and we're somewhere around here, we're close. We're close. I mean, we are $30,000 away of where I would be looking to actually take a short on Bitcoin, and hopefully we can get some type of move to the downside and be on the correct side of this trade. Um, that's probably going to coincide with the end of alt season. You could get something like that. Or you're going to come up and you're going to touch that upper band. But I'm hoping to catch this break right here. And I'm going to go ahead and circle it. We're going to refer back to this chart just to see where we're at. But we're looking for a break around there. Actually, I think it's going to be sooner. I think probably right there. You might be right there, and that puts you around November to break that bottom band. So we're going to see. We're going to look. I'm going to delete this for now, but I will keep the profit and loss. If you're looking at this, it's about, if you had a risk to reward ratio, it's saying the wrong ratio for some reason, but it's about a 20 to 1. So if you were to catch, I mean, if you went here like that, if you got something like that, it'd be even better. But you're still looking at like a 20 to 1, something like that, this isn't correct for some reason. Someone fix that. But that's your risk once you get up here, and you could potentially sit in this trade, for a year or two and make 20x. Let's say you had 5 grand. I mean, everyone's different, but if you had 5 grand, maybe you make a 20 on that. So in the next year and a half, after we top and you make all your money from alt season, then we could go ahead and make, you know, $100,000 with 5,000. So anyway, I hope that everyone has a wonderful day, and seems like we're doing good today. Real quick, let me check real quick. Um, yeah, we're just sitting there waiting for our next move. Let's go to the one. Let's go here. Yeah, we're just sitting there waiting for our next move. So we might get some complication here, but it's time to just relax and say, hey, I survived the dip. So thank you, everyone. And I hope you have a wonderful evening.